And good afternoon, everybody, and good morning to those of you who are on Central and back. This is yet another installment of the BOB Rewards Shop Talk.
That's right.
And I am your hostess, LaShawn, aka The Boisterous.
And you're also here with Terry, Deuce Terry.
And we have a wonderful show. We've been lining up these guests, and BOB Rewards Club is just an amazing organization. So we definitely want to tell you about the organization first, but let's tell you who we have on our guest list today. We have Jason Mcgee and Miss Alanda Gregory, who are both BOB Rewards Club members. And
Miss Gregory is one of our newest members.
yes, she is.
Okay.
And she's also going to be assisting us with uh, helping us kind of beef up the membership in the Iowa and Dubuque area. So we are excited to have her on. She has an amazing resume and profile. So we're going to get into that. And of course, Jason Mcgee, who is currently, we're trying to troubleshoot and get him on here, but even if we get him on here or not, we'll definitely tell you all about what he has going on and make sure you get all his social media links. So just
Mr. Silk himself.
Yes, Mr. Silk Sense himself. So we're going to get into all of that, but first, let us explain to you about what an amazing program the BOB Rewards Club is. BOB Rewards Club is founded in out of Minnesota by the president, Michelle Gibson, and vice president, who has come along at a little bit later in the journey, but has made some amazing contributions. Jasmine Gant, who we had on our first episode. So if you didn't get a chance to check that out, make sure you go back a couple of episodes to check them out. And just amazing women pioneering this thing all across the nation. Minnesota is one of the most has the largest number of incarcerated African Americans in the country. It's one of the leading states that has that demographic, and so Michelle's seen a need, and she has been using this BOB Rewards Club nonprofit to do these amazing events to educate the public, to help them find resources to get out of the mindset that keeps us going back into these same pitfalls and loops that we have been falling into in these certain areas. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot of work, and we need your help. And how you can help is by becoming a member. So let's go over a little bit of what is included in that membership. Bear with me while I share the screen so we can go over the amazing things that we have going on within the BOB Rewards Club. In the meantime, uh, tell us where in the comments, for those of you who are joining us live and in the chats, tell us what city and state you're watching us from, and tell us how your Christmas was. We hope you had a Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate. We hope it was a good one. So bear with me while I share.
Let's hear some New Year's resolutions too.
Yeah. Go ahead and put those in the chat. We want to know what you all have going on.
And don't forget to mention that MLK Now is right around the corner as we prepare for MLK Now 2024. A lot of special guests and keynote speakers will be new member of BOB as well. It's going to be a huge networking event where a lot of information is going to be passed around, um, things to know, things to learn, and you can also put a word out for your own business as a new BOB Rewards Club member. All right, we're still trying to get Mr. McGee on the live. Just bear with us just a second.
That's okay. We're still troubleshooting, and we may have to conference him in on a call and just do it like that. There's definitely workarounds. You may not be able to see him, but you'll definitely be able to hear him. But without further ado,
Right, we
let us
don't want to keep Miss Gregory waiting.
yes, let's introduce Miss Gregory. Miss Gregory, welcome to the BOB Rewards. So thank you so much for your patience and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
We hear you
Loud and
great.
clear.
We love
Great.
your,
Yeah,
we love
great.
Awesome.
your setup
Yeah, she's in radio, so we should have known she was
already.
gonna
Ready.
be.
Yeah, I sit here often and do this, so I totally understand. I was waiting, don't no rush, right? How are you
Right.
guys doing? Thanks for having me on here. I do want to say for Jason that he may have to get a StreamYard account to be a little smoother transition. So tell him to sign up for StreamYard. Give him a link to get $10 off too.
Oh,
if he
yeah,
if
good
he
idea.
signs up with, yeah, if he signs up with your link, you get $10 off the first month. Just a shameless plug, StreamYard. We're looking for maybe want to,
Sponsorship.
spot.
Right.
That's right. That's right. Endorsements and sponsorship. Hey,
Put my
uh,
face on the website.
all right. That's right. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me. Thanks again for having me.
Holidays. How was your Christmas?
It was great. How was yours? I mean, it was quiet. I have grown children. They're all over the country, so they do their thing. And my husband and pretty much hung out with a couple of our friends, and that's it. We have an anniversary, so we just had an anniversary party Saturday.
Oh,
Therefore, we are still like recuperating from that.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful radio voice, by the way. Just a wonderful voice. I love it. Like I'm just like in tune. I love your microphone. The audio is just perfect. I love it.
Thank you. I have my husband is a sound engineer, so he has his own studio, and that's what we're working on next. I'm gonna get him a part of this, but he has to set me up. He got to hook me up, so he don't want me sounding like any old thing. Right? Representation matters.
Yeah, and that background. Tell me a little bit about that background that you have. I'm loving that.
So the background we have is, this is a green screen or whatever, but this is the BIPOC Collective, and this is on our website. And the BIPOC Collective we created after we started the Black Business Expo in 2021 out here. We started with our own Black business list, and we still, it's a free service. We just do it just to list the local businesses. However, what we did went a step further and created the Black Business Expo. Out of
Mhm.
that came it was the Small Business Alliance of Dubuque. And then we switched the names to BIPOC Collective because it was becoming, they start calling it the Black Collective. And I'm like, okay, that's not really how I wanted it to sound, right? And then there was other little things and nuances that we had to like get in line to move forward. And then we created the BIPOC Collective as professional and leadership collective. We did that, and we just got together a board this past fall, right?
Okay.
So we're still putting that together, and what we want to do is host events, have mentorship, leadership, leadership mentors, things like that. We want to create a space for young professionals, especially BIPOC, not just Black, but just all just no this representation. Again, the representation matters. We want people to feel that they are included. And how do you do that? You start building a platform for them to stand in their own power in their space,
Right.
because we are here in a college town. We have three colleges and then maybe three universities, a college, and a Bible college.
Mm,
So pretty much five institutions here, and we have Black students and other BIPOC students here. They don't feel like they belong. And when you know the history of Dubuque, you know what it can appear that way
Actually,
because
we don't know the history of the Butte.
oh, okay. So let me
Yeah,
give you a quick history of Dubuque. Dubuque has a sordid history of sorts. It's not too kind to people outsiders. I'll put it that way. It's not even just people of color and black people. They had a whole thing against if you were not Catholic, right? Anybody come here that was like Italian or German, they didn't like them either. However, but they tolerate them. When you come down to us, very few of us have come through the I guess a path of creating something because we always got resistance, racism. I mean, horrible. And there is a story. If once you all get a chance to, you Google Nathaniel Morgan. It is a person I've never heard of this man before, but he was beaten and hung in 1840 and they said because he stole something. You already know what that means when you hear about a story about a black man stealing something. You know it's not truth; it's something else. We started digging and looking in the history behind it. He was one of the first three black men in this territory before Dubuque became Dubuque
oh,
that
wow.
owned land. He owned land and had a church and they had a little school and he had a German wife, right? And so he was beaten. And then next, you know, there's a piece of land that you know, a roadway went through or something. So this is one of those things, and that is the information that we found out after they started creating. There's a woman out here. They have a Nathaniel Morgan committee, Ernestine. I can't think of her last name, Ernestine Moss. They're trying to create a monument for him. You know, if they could get the building, because right now that building is sitting empty and it's a long story. So if you look it up, you will see the whole history of Dubuque. There's very few black people here. Ruby Sutton was a pioneer in civil rights. She passed away in 2015. She was a black advocate. Her and her husband, they came here in the 50s. They were like one of three black families and can you imagine trying to raise a family in a historically racist town? She paved the way for a lot of people. So this work has been continuing and continuing. So Dubuque is have a very it's hidden, but you have to know, right? So the history of Dubuque is very interesting, and they're working on it. They are working on it, but it's still hard. We're only like 6% of of the population of 60,000 in the city, 99,000 in the whole county of Dubuque.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's an uphill battle. And then you have people that look like us that kind of like do other things too, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about empowerment.
Right. Positivity.
Right, absolutely. Okay. So you have a lot going on. We were looking at your bio. Um,
Mhm.
First, I want to say it's amazing that you have this going on, and now you're linking in with the BOB. I think that is just it's going to be so powerful. How first of all, how did you and Michelle, or how did you find out about BOB?
Well, I found out about BOB through Anthony Arrington. And he's here in Iowa. He's in Cedar Rapids, I believe. He came to our event, our first Black Expo, and I've been connected with him ever since. And then with the MLK conference, we were reached out. He reached out to us earlier this year. It was about to be like maybe right after our expo, so it had to be like September. He was asking us if we wanted to get involved
Mm-hmm.
and my partners and I, because Carla is like she's my partner as in like we work together, and then I have a business partner that's kind of behind the scenes. And it he reached out to us, told us about the MLK conference, and then we met Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started seeing, and getting to know everybody, I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. I thought the BOB Rewards Club was Iowa based because I've seen it before
Mm-hmm.
because of Anthony, but I never put two and two together until we actually like got introduced to each other. And I'm looking and look at the website, like, oh, this is based out of Minnesota, but it's all over. And Iowa, like, like, well, yeah, we need to get in on this. This is like awesome. Like, this is amazing because this is like a whole nother step for us
Yeah.
because this opens up the doors to so much more. And this is people do not even understand how valuable networking and connections are until you need them, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, that's how I met him. That's how I got involved.
I love it. I love it. So tell us a little bit more about you and exactly what you do.
Okay, so what I am exactly, I am a person that wear many hats.
Right.
I've been working since I was like 16, 17 years old. I officially retired from working from other people like in 2021. So I was past 50, like 51,
Hmm.
right? And w- I decided to go ahead and do what I do full time. And I'm pretty much a creative entrepreneur. And it's you can do anything with creative entrepreneurship, right?
Absolutely.
So I decided because I started this business in Chicago of being a promotions PR um event planner, things of that nature. And I decided, like, you know what? Doing everything that people can see, that's fine. You know what I mean? You can plan the events and you can host and all that, or get people press pass, press releases, and you do everything online. But what about the behind the scenes business?
Right.
There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that a lot of creatives do not pay attention to, because what I found out on the Black business list, a lot of people don't realize in Iowa we have to what is it, like kind of renew our business certificate like that maybe every 2 years, and it's on odd years, right? So when what happens is a lot of us, and especially BIPOC, and I won't say especially our community, and then you're young, you're not paying attention to your details, you're paying LegalZoom, or you paying all these services to start the business for you. And what you not paying attention to is you got to read the fine print, right? So I started realizing that a lot of people were not paying attention because a lot of businesses are inactive. And
Right.
how that happened is because they did not renew or just file this paperwork saying that they're still in business, they're still active, and they have to do it in odd years. They may have gotten notification, they just didn't pay attention because the registered agent was through LegalZoom or wherever.
Right.
Wow.
Right? So here we are. So that was one of the things I started seeing, like, okay, that's one. Then I started seeing other things like people, are people that don't know the next step. Like everyone here, we have the SBA, right? You have these other programs that you can go through to get a grant, you get money. Like, okay, that's fine. You get the money. Do you have a plan?
Right.
What
Got it.
is your plan?
Right.
Right.
Right? What is your plan? How will you keep up with your documentation, right? How do you get your files? Or who's doing your no, even though I don't do the bookkeeping, like I won't do that. Or I'm not a lawyer, but at least I'm giving you the tools to know how to get all this the structure.
The
How
number.
do you structure out everything? How do you keep up with things? And I learned this because of my husband. I'm just gonna
Okay.
be honest. I do all of that for him. And so doing that for him, and I have two other businesses, two other people in Chicago that I help do the same thing for, that I've been doing for years. But I realize that this is a pattern with a lot of us, like, a lot of small
I'm
businesses.
one of them. I'm a creative, so all the bookkeeping and paperwork, it's just really not my
It's too
thing.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Take
a lot.
somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's too much. You don't who wants to, like, I want to create. I don't want to do all that. That's why now and I have to find my balance because I put a lot of my creative projects on the side because I do this business stuff,
Mhm.
right? So you have to carve out time because I still want to do that creative stuff, but I also want to do the business. So creating this for other people, I love doing it. And just like being in the arts, I'm an arts advocate. I call myself an arts provocateur. I push the limits in art. Art is everything. It's cultural. It's cultural. You have culinary arts. You have arts, and a lot of people think art is just like put a painting on a wall. And that's the arts is so deeper than that. That is a lot of people are underappreciated. So bringing all this with Tri Phoenix, we want
Mhm.
to help support creatives, all creatives, anything that do not fall into the category of a professional, right? You're getting all these certifications on that. Anything that don't fall into that's creative, that's supporting the community and the businesses. Like a lot of people won't go to other towns, what do you when you go to another city, right? You go to another city or state or country. What do? You go sightseeing as a tourist.
Right.
That's cultural. That's arts. So who's doing that? Who and those people need money, and I just need money. They need support. And then when I saw that, that's what made me like, yeah, I got to get into this so other people know that their support. It's just it's so many layers to it.
Oh wow, wow, I definitely did not know about any of that.
BOB awards, draws, problem solvers.
Yeah, for sure.
Everywhere we go. That's the not only is it like minds, but every single person is a problem solver. That's one of the main keys in business to find a resolution.
Right.
But as a collective, as a group of people, we can get something done.
Absolutely, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
so you're also, I saw like you were also in radio as well.
Yes. So I started in radio. It's so funny. I never liked my voice until I didn't still sometimes I don't like to hear myself. But I kept people kept telling me like you should be on radio. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. So I was in church, and I won't say I was forced into it, but I was asked to do a couple of voiceovers at a few events and for commercials. And I'm thinking, really? And then when I like, okay, yeah, that should be easy. No, that's not. Voiceover is not easy, not easy at
I
all.
actually teach voiceovers. We have an online university where we teach people how to do.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah. So that's not
not
easy.
that easy, but once you get the hang of it and kind of find
Yes.
your flow, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Uh, Yeah. And I had to learn that. So I got on radio at a Christian radio station. It was an AM station, and I believe it was 2010. Did that for a year or so, and I kind of moved away because I was looking to I was going through a really hard time, right?
Mhm.
But I stayed into it because I had friends that are DJs. And they asked me to host things, speak for them, things like that. And so I just stayed into it, and I started carving my way into how to get into this, right? I've always, like I said, speaking, I did poetry, I've been in theater. So I learned how to do all these things, like with speaking voice, with projecting. I did that through theater. And so I've been just in AM radio. And then we created our own radio station. We're in a transition period now. So we're off air until we get back on in January. But it's Dub City Radio. Now, that radio station was created 4 years ago to support independent artists, right?
Okay.
And my husband having the music studio. We wanted to, kind of help get people on the air, and all of that. But that's still, and also to keep a presence. So when we're ready I want to go to something bigger, like a satellite station or something.
Mm-mm.
Because when I found out how much it costs to get a basic, a regular radio station. Yeah, that's
Right.
a lot of money. Like, yeah, that's a whole lot of money.
It is.
Don't have that yet.
Yeah,
So
just for the server alone.
yes, absolutely. And the antenna to even get the actual power station, that's like almost 20 grand.
Yes.
That's not including the signal and all that. I didn't know. I did so much research. Like, yeah, I think I'm gonna hold off on that. But I do that, but we also have a podcast, and myself and Carla Anderson, she will be on the panel and coming up and at the MLK conference.
Mhm.
So we do an online, and when we can, because we're both busy, we get on and do get like convos, and we do a great people to know. So I've been doing this. I would say we had to be close to 13 years. And it's untraditional, right? It's not just me going through this path where I went to school for this and I
Mhm.
didn't do all that. It's just, I guess it's natural. Like I said, I never really liked my voice. I was told ever since I was a child that I had a different voice because they never expected someone so tiny. I was tiny. I used to be tiny, but they couldn't expect anybody so tiny had a voice. My voice has always been deep. And they was just thinking, oh my God, I didn't expect all that to come out of that little body. So, and that's who I mean, I just been this person. So when you get okay with your talent and start wearing it, like, okay, I can be comfortable with this.
Right.
Absolutely. And that was the first thing I noticed when she first came on the mic. I'm like, oh, that voice is a radio
She at
gold.
work right now.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And if you're looking for some shows, we actually have a show that it's also on 8 other stations. We do it after dark for indie artists as well. So we would love to join you.
Okay. Okay. So yes. So this a type of things, and that's another reason that when I saw the value of the BOB Rewards Club, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. This is something I've been looking for a long time to get connected nationally. All right. So I can get in touch with other people. Because it like when you see the same people over and over again, you're not gonna get this, you're not gonna get the support. Everybody likes the new, but after a while, they don't want to be bothered with you anymore, right? And then you kind of it's discouraging. But seeing this, I got excited when I'm like, oh, this is great. I can't wait. I'm joining. Yeah,
Yeah.
this.
And the price can't be beat for what you're getting. Like we are trying to make a way to come to this conference. We're not sure if we're going to make it, but we would love to come. It's just we have some things pending, but I know every time that I've been, I've had a wonderful time. Met the most amazing people, and it just keeps getting better. Michelle is one of the hardest working women that I know.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So, and I could tell you have, like minds, we kind of gravitate together. So I could tell you have that work ethic too. So it's only natural.
Oh
It's
yeah. Oh yeah. Because I always want to keep. I grew up in the 70s, and we grew up at when entrepreneurship was dying out, right? I grew up in a time that entrepreneurship was dying out. I also remember when Jesse Jackson and the Push and Operation Push hosted expos for I want to say about 15 years. They did the Push Expo in Chicago. It was a big thing. They had 500 vendors like for that week. They will be out at this amphitheater out in Chicago. And I
Mhm.
remember that as a little girl. And I remember seeing all of the vendors, black, white, all different types of vendors, this big space. Then they had concerts, right? And the people that were not really known at the time, we were there. And I was a little girl. My dad used to, I think he did work with them, right? He was a carpenter or something. And I remember we used to go almost every day of the week. So seeing these things and knowing what black power is when it comes to economic power. I know it can happen because I grew up on the south side of Chicago where we had shops, we had hair salons, we had tailors, we had shoe repair. We had all of the things we needed in our community because once upon a time we couldn't leave our community to get these things, right? So I know it can happen again, especially where we are. We just have to come together and do it. And it can happen. We just have to not lose sight on it. And I said yesterday, we've been using this, throwing around this word generational wealth, been tossing it around. And I said, we need to be generational stewards. We
Yes.
have lost, we have lost what it is to be a steward over our own. That's we've been giving everything away,
Mhm.
right? Everything that we see right now that is trending or other people have it, we giving it away because shame had been attached to it.
Yes.
And now here we are giving away, give this giving stuff away because we didn't see the value in it. Now it's valuable. Now we want it.
That's
Mhm.
right. You know,
Yeah.
Kanye West told us that they were gonna take our cool away.
Right.
So we do have another guest, but he couldn't be with us on the Zoom, so we're gonna give him a call, and he's gonna chime in
Okay.
via phone. And let me get him up on the line. And I just need to know if you can hear him loud and clear on your end too, so I can make sure the people can hear.
Can you hear me?
Yes, this is Mr. Okay, okay. You are loud and clear. So we have joining us by phone Mr. Jasen Mcgee, also with us, also in the BOB. And Mr. Jason, thank you so much. I know we were having some troubleshooting, but there's always a workaround. So, we're going to make it happen. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came upon the BOB Rewards Club.
Well, I came across a lady named Selena, just out doing my usual hustling and with my sense. She a good friend and somebody definitely been supporting me for a long time. And she was telling me about the BOV, and the more she talked about it, just out the blue, I just got some good vibes that finally Cedar Rapids is able to connect and join a powerful force that will give us the tools and opportunities that we need to strive in a much better way. I mean, I actually got excited about it. And plus, speaking to once I got connected with Michelle and talking to her, I'm ecstatic right now. I hate that we had troubles this morning, but trust to know I'm all in. It made me feel good and can make me see a lot farther than what I was striving to already see. So I'll say that.
Awesome. So that is amazing. And we feel like here everything happens for a reason. So tell us about your sense and how you saw the need for that, and how is your business going so far?
Well, I'm a construction worker, union construction worker, and construction money is okay, but it just wasn't cutting the cake. And to be honest with you, I'm used to getting out and meeting people and just connecting with people. So some of my old friends I went to grammar school with, they've been doing it for a long time because of their grandfather. And I ran into them. We got to talking, and I took a chance. I took some money. I took a chance. They showed me how to do it. I've been doing it going on 4 years now. I had 1 cent for a whole year comp, and that cent is extremely powerful and literally works. Like you will spray it on the carpet in your car, and you'll look up a week or two later and still smell it. So it's like, hey, I'm the guy to find when you need some good sense. And then I ventured off into like other scents, money, which is like a new car scent, pink sugar, which is a real unique scent. I like unique scents because we don't get our money's worth in a lot of areas in our life. So it's like when you run into me, I get more of a pleasure out of you liking my scents. I probably have about 68 cents. I ventured off into scented shea butters, which is for your face, hands, and feet. Body oils, of course. Growing up in cities, you're gonna run into people like me.
Of course.
They're selling scents, incense, candles, or whatever. But once I got off into it, now I can't stop, even if I wanted to. But after talking to Michelle, it just gave me an extra eye-opening, and especially here in Cedar Rapids, we don't have too many avenues. But I can tell you that if it wasn't for the people, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And I done made it pretty far, but not far enough.
And understood. So definitely stay encouraged, because there is room for everyone. There's room for, McDonald's didn't stop because Burger King was around, and vice versa.
Yeah,
So,
right.
So just keep it up. And so now these scents that you have in particular, are they scents that you are making?
No, my some of my Muslim buddies in Chicago, we met in 1988. I know that seemed like a long time for a lot of people, but I got energy just like it was back in 1988. And so I've been buying for that from them for a long time to put in my cars and, to spray it in my house. And once I got started, it just took off. I'm on Amazon. I made it to that platform. Also working on a e-commerce website, which is Silk Sense LLC. You can Google it. It's not exactly live right now, but it will be this week. So I just keep putting back off into it. I do events like at Nubo, Lindale Mall with the Black Men of Cedar Rapids. That they do that once a year, which I'm grateful for that. But we need more. We need more outlets, and I really believe January 13th is going to open up some doors that should have been open a long time ago.
Amen.
Absolutely. And congratulations to you for, just continuing to stay the course and and stepping it up. It doesn't matter if it's a white label, it doesn't matter if it's something that's pre-done. It's going to be about how you market and how you and really the magic of business. It seems like it's really about how people feel about you. There could be 12 people selling the same thing, and it's going to be about how you make them feel when you approach them and your marketing and all of that. So that's what's going to separate, the one from the other, and your attitude towards it is just what's going to take you to the next level.
He has the mindset.
You're 100% right. I'm a people's person, so it's not for everybody. So when I approach somebody, I instantly get a vibe is if they into some smell goods, or if they're interested in just hearing what I have to say. But just so happen, I guess I have a good image about myself. And then plus, somebody can look at you, and we all get judged every day, but when they see what you drive and they see how persistent you are in a good way, and you keep yourself up, and trust and know, I like to smell good.
Right.
Thanks to my mother.
This one here too.
I love to smell good. I get hugs that I don't even expect. And I also run into people that I never expect either. We see people and not even know who they are. Like Anthony, I met him, recently talked to him on the phone, and I was like, oh man, this man he's powerful. He's somebody I really need to get to know.
For sure.
And that's just off of, and he knew of me, and it's just by me being out in the community and meeting people. And you're right, you got to have good energy, because if you don't have good energy, it's just not going to be for you, because everybody not going to say yes, but I can assure you, 7 out of 10 will always say yes, and that's what got me to where I'm at. And I'm definitely looking forward to January 13th. Trust me, I'm gonna be there with the brightest smile in the room.
Love that. And I'm pretty sure you and Miss Gregory will probably run across each other. So I hope that, her husband and, I know if Deuce was there, you definitely have a customer.
Black folks love their smell good. It's a science to it too. When we learn how to put different fragrances together.
Absolutely.
If I walk away, if I give you a hug and you don't, if I don't get that reaction out of it, I didn't do something right.
Hey, we like our scents personally,
right?
But that's the reaction, right? That's the reaction right there. We so used to smelling, the same scent. So when I get these scents, when I talk to my buddies, they know I'm gonna take a long time. I spend a day with them because I try to find, extremely unique scents. Like Egyptian amber is really a unique scent. I have a scent myself called Silk. It smells like laundry, like fabric on the sheets. Is kind of neutral and in between. Whereas when I open up the bottles real fast, within 30 seconds on a person, and they smell it, they be like, "Ooh, that smell good." But also when I wear cologne, I like a lot of Tom Ford scents. Bond 9 scents. I like a lot of different scents, but it's some scents that I wear. You're going to get a hug whether you want to or not eventually, or they're going to at least debate one.
But I think that's just a thing as a black man. When you working any particular job in the industry, you work those 8, 10, 12, 16 hours maybe, and you working that hard, whether it be construction or anything else. It's not about putting on your Sunday best. The smell good got to come with it too. So it's part of the outfit.
It definitely is.
Amen. It make you feel better. When you get in the car, you tune that music up, and when it's smelling good, man, you smiling. Nobody in traffic can tick you off because you already, smelling good. So you're right about that.
I don't have no hair to blow in the wind. I need the scents. I'm gonna put it on the wrist and rub them together and activate it. Come on, man.
Man, the activation is the key. And everybody, you have some people there look at you sideways, like, man, what is this guy doing? But then, when I start opening up the bottles, then they start visioning stuff, because I meet people right here in Cedar Rapids that, live as far as Florida, Texas, Nebraska, and they still with me, to this day. And people also take these scents and they turn them into soy candles, just because I got an idea. Just because I got an idea, don't mean the next person don't have an idea or already have something going on, and they utilize what I have, and I get them the best that I can. And just make it do what it do.
Hmm.
what it's all about. I love it. Like, so what all of other than just the networking, what things from the BOB rewards membership have you been able to utilize? Because I don't know if you were familiar with the brand new BFAC, but the regular BOB as a member, have you taken advantage of any of the other, and this is to both of you, have you taken advantage of any of the other opportunities like the where they kind of help you market, and then I think she's going to revive where they can canvas for you and
Mhm.
things of that nature. But the things that are offered right now, what have both of you taken advantage of besides the networking? Well, I know Miss
Well,
Gregory is fairly new, so
Yeah.
Miss Gregory just joined, so she probably hasn't had a lot of time.
No, I haven't. I just got on, so I'm just navigating and checking everything out. So I'm looking forward to seeing what all is on there and
Right.
participating.
Absolutely.
She was speaking about Jesse Jackson. This is a whole rainbow coalition of people on the
Yeah.
13th.
hey, that's what we need. That's exactly what we need. Like when I been talking to Michelle, I was telling her, I say, listen, I'm on Amazon, and it took me a while to get there because I was running around with a printer and some regular labels from Walmart, and I know I needed to step it up, so I was telling her about the labels. She connected me to a guy with the labels. It's just a lot in this organization that whatever you need, I know it's there. And I know I'm gonna
Mhm.
be one of the ones to take advantage of it because I have no choice. It's something I've been looking forward to. Anyway, I want things to look as professional as possible because I don't want to be looked at like just a regular street hustler. That's not good. I need to be in AutoZone. I need to be in some of these stores, and everything she told me just it got me excited. I'm subject to call her before the day out.
Absolutely. Michelle, I'm telling you, this thing that she has put together has just been, utterly amazing, and I'm definitely happy to be a part of. We have so many things going on too. And her choosing us to facilitate this podcast has really gotten us in front of some amazing people such as both of you. So it's an absolute honor.
For me, it gives me like this nostalgic feeling, like Miss Greg was saying. It's not like things are not like they used to be. When you use the word stewardship, like we do in church, like they train us up to be on the usher board or speaking in public, like to be on this particular kind of platform with, like I said, with all these kind of people, all these entrepreneurs, all these like-minded intellectuals, doing a conference like this, like the MLK now, it hasn't been done in so long. Like we can only reminisce on these big events like they used to be because, like I said, we're all born in the 70s and 80s and grew up. Don't want to make ourselves sound as aged, but it used to be a big deal. It used to be a big thing. We used to dress up and we used to come out and show out and support our black people, and it just went away or died out. So to be a part of something like this for me, and every week when we speak to different people, it just feels nostalgic. It feels like black pride,
Yes.
and I love it.
Yes.
And so,
Yes.
Gregory, you can relate because I think the event that you were talking about is something like, because I'm from Ohio, so I'm a Midwesterner
And
too.
I'm from Atlanta.
Yeah, but
Okay.
we used to have what we called a Black Cultural Festival. Is that something
Mhm.
like what you guys did?
Well, yeah, you know what? And I'm gonna tell you something. It's very, like I said, I'm in Dubuque, Iowa, and it's very strange when you have black events up here because it becomes predominantly not black, right? And that's okay because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm it's a I guess it's a blessing and a curse in a way, right? We want us to engage, but we have people to come out of curiosity. But we also want you to frequent our business, not because we're black, it's just because we are business owners.
Right.
So the information somehow over the years, like you all, you from Ohio and you're from Atlanta, us coming together is not just because it's black centered, but it's for everybody to enjoy or participate, right? But for some reason, like especially like I said, where I am is it's very different. And we have gotten away from that message. And so yeah, the Black Expo, like we just did 3 years. We did a whole weekend this past year, and we had an award show which was very well attended. And then Saturday we had the expo. It wasn't a lot of people because we was asking for money. You had to pay to get in,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And then Sunday we was out in the park. And so being that this is still a new event, so we have to do things differently, and our reach has to get larger because we keep fishing in the same pond. You're not going to have abundant results, right? So we have to really understand what it looks like when we come together as a collective, as a body. It can look so many different ways, and just as Jason was just saying, we can all. It's a lot of us can do the same thing. We're just in other areas doing it, and we come
Right.
together. It's nothing wrong with that, and we have to stop trying to. It's almost like we're trying to get the same attention of people. And so and then we have all these events. I see events well attended all over the country. And when we have these moments, we have to sit back and like, oh, okay, this can work. Like this can work. And we don't have to be, and what we have to get away from, everybody ain't your friend. Stop trying to be friends with everybody. Just understand the business of networking. Like this is networking. You get to know someone, you have a good rapport with them. You're networking. You don't got to go home. You don't take up, do all that other stuff. Just know that you have someone that you can depend on that's in another place that can give you some help with no strings attached, because
Yeah.
everything's been transactional. And that's why I believe we are not where we used to be, because all of our businesses and all of our movements have become transactional.
Right.
If I can't see the value, if I don't see what I'm getting out of this, I don't want. Why are we talking? And that's what we got to reestablish, that is not transactional. This is all love. This is us.
Right.
This is our identity that is being watered down, and it's being watered down so much that if we're not careful, we can be replaced by a whole nother sector of people,
Yeah.
Preach.
and we will look like, yeah, so we have to be very careful of everybody we allow in our movements, because it start looking like how they want it to look. And I'm telling you from experience. I've seen it.
Not gonna talk about justification of that.
That is some, I wrote down the notes because I definitely want to look into a little bit more into Nathaniel Morgan and also Miss Ruby
Ruby Sutton.
Sutton, um,
Yes.
because that I think is a pivotal part. Like you said, it's kind of like the same old story, So it's always, this guy raped the white girl, or
Mhm.
he stole something. Because if you go back and you look at some of the lynching videos and the
I was
lynching
just about to say that.
photos,
Put
these
that
were
on.
all well-to-do,
Yes.
African Americans that that had these things, these atrocities happen to them. So of
Mhm.
course, they probably didn't properly have paperwork, and then a lot of them, before the things would happen, their house would get broken into, and their deeds and the titles and stuff to their land would be stolen first, and then they would be accused of a crime, and then either put in jail through some type of collusion,
Absolutely.
or they would be killed or murdered.
Yeah, and because that's just been, because like looking at the movie about the flowers of the I forget whatever about the Osage County murders, right?
Mhm.
And what happened to the Native Americans? They had land. Now, mind you, they pushed them all on into Oklahoma, into the plains, further away from where they did not want them. They get a hold of a land that is abundant, have oil on it. And what do? They went in, married the women, killed them off, and
Mhm.
took it over. You get what I'm saying? And and these are the type of things that we have been like ignoring out in the Reconstruction era. I didn't know this, but the Freedmen's Bank, there was the money that, after slaves were free and they got their 40 acres and a mule and got their land and went on, there was a Freedmen's Bank. And the Freedmen's Bank took all the black folks' money, and guess what they did with it? Yo, you know why? You want to know why your grandmama them had they stuff in the mattress and all that? Because the Freedmen's Bank
Uh-huh.
took almost 60% of the black wealth that was in that bank that was built for black people, a white man, took all their money, gambled it away, loaned out money to the friends, and this was in the 1870s. You get what I'm saying? So this is why it became so important for us to have our own wealth. This is why we had black banks. We, Chicago had all that. We had black banks, black insurance agents. We had a black, of course, we had funeral homes. We had all these black, everything that white people had, we had it, right? We had black doctors, lawyers, all that. We had all of these things. Now, because we integrated, and there's nothing wrong with integration, but we integrated because we want to be as good as them. We want them to understand, know that we're human too. And then what it did is start taking away our identity.
Yeah.
And then we get so involved with it, it's still not accepted. You're still not going to be where they are because you're still not them. You can't identify with something that don't look like you. You just can't. It's hard. You can be friends and you can share space because and accept the differences of each other. But you can't be like something that do not want you to even share space with them.
Right. Yep. And that's the importance. At the end of the day, that's the importance of what BOB has to offer. And I'm so glad, that you guys are a part of it, because it's what makes us strong. People like you both who do what you do and just add to the value and the strength of what BOB is, and the fact that it's virtual. Hopefully soon, which not hopefully, but very soon, we'll have a chapter set up here in Charlotte. So maybe you guys can come and party with us.
Absolutely. I would love it. I love traveling. Please. I would come just be
beautiful. When they put up a list of, black businesses, Charlotte is being so gentrified that there's black businesses here, but it's a small sector. So BOB is really needed down here for sure.
That's so and BOB is needed where we are. It's needed where we are too, because like I said, I had the black business list here, but now I need to now I want them to see what this BOB, and it's only $25 being what it is a year. Come on now, you can afford that. Even coming as a consumer, you can still benefit from what's offered. So I am so on board with it. We need to put some roots down here and make it happen.
Absolutely. So, this has been an amazing show again. It's just always a pleasure. Miss Gregory, again, your voice is just echoing throughout my mind. It's just so beautiful and I love it. So
thank you.
And a pleasure to know that you have found a space to really find a way to really truly help people strive in business, because you found that chink in the armor that no one pays attention to. And that was very strategic. And it was definitely something that was meant for you, or you wouldn't have been able to discover that need. So kudos to you for doing that for us. And
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you. And I want to say this, thank you for allowing me to be here. And I do want to say, 5 years ago, we did not see this much movement in Dubuque. So I do want to say that because of them paying attention to what we have been saying and trying to reverberate after Ruby Sutton died, it's like it just died with her. But we're trying to put that back in there, hey, we ain't going anywhere. You all need to see these young people. There's several young people out here trying to make a way, and they have been getting dead end. And we want to be in spaces so we can open the door for them. And we have opened up the door for a lot of younger people and a lot of creatives, other people that want to get into what we're doing. So we have done our part. We have done our part. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the people that even did it for me before. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for them as well.
Yeah. And we have another platform called Take a Bow. We definitely want to connect with you afterwards, because we want to hear from your young people talk about how they feel like what they have going on can impact the nation. So, it's kind of like a small 5-minute showcase for different people who are doing amazing things. So we definitely want to link in with you, and also for the radio as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you for everything that you have going on. And thank you so much for taking the time out to be with us today.
No problem at all. Jasen, I'm going to definitely see you, because I want some smell goods.
Hey, trust to know. I aim to please, and I get more of a pleasure out of seeing people like it. The money is going to come, but I get more of a pleasure out of knowing that you walked away with quality and your money was well spent.
And Mr. McGee, you're an absolute inspiration as well, because you basically showed us that it doesn't matter how many people are doing something. If you know and you are sure about what you want and you have a passion for it, it doesn't matter what it is. Just get in there, stay the course, and do it. And you definitely have a unique way. Like, I just want to, go on your site and buy a bunch up now, and eventually we will, if we don't get to see you in January. But eventually we'll cross paths, whether it be virtually, by way of supporting you. Just stay the course and keep up the great work, because you are an absolute inspiration to those who may have thought that they were doing something that was common and there was no room for them. You've shown us that there's room if if you get in there and just get out there and do it, that there can be room.
Right. Mm-hmm. And you're 100% right. It's room for everybody, but networking is the key on every level. Not just the hustling part of trying to make money. You have to network with good people, because it's good people like on this panel right now. It's gonna keep somebody like me inspired, and I even want to stop from time to time. And it's like I get so many calls, or I see another vision that I got to strive for, till it just makes me not want to stop. So I appreciate everything I've been hearing. That's why I'm quiet and just listening. I'm taking it all in, from the history to everything. The B.O.B. that we just got introduced to, down there at the Dubuque, like you said, is a black cloud. At the Dubuque, Gravel, period. Cedar Rapids, the same way, black cloud. And, sometimes you have to know people in powerful positions, because I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. Not Amazon, not the e-commerce, not people even knowing who I am when they see me pop up with these big bags of air fresheners and shea butter. Say, hey, smell this. So you're right.
Love it. Please, both of you, tell everyone how they can reach you and get in contact with you on social media.
I am, if you look up Media Boss Goldie, you can find everything attached to me. You can see my website, triphoenixgroup.com. You can see my Instagram. I have Facebook, Twitter, what they call X, but we call it Twitter. And so if you go there, you can just find me. I have my email addresses on the pages as well as the website. So it's so much easier. Just go to my social media handle, Media Boss Goldie. I'm on YouTube, and it's Tri Phoenix TV.
Awesome. We love it. And Mr. McGee?
If you look on Amazon and type in Silk Sense, it might take a second to find, because there's so much competition on there to meet. But I'm on Amazon and Silk Sense. I'm on Instagram and Silk Sense Aero Fragrance. And I can also be reached at area code 319, number 826-7998, anytime.
All right, we are locking y'all in. Thank y'all so much for joining us today. Hope to get to see you in January. If not, we'll definitely cross paths at some other juncture, and we'll link up with you both later. And thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Thank you so much.
And y'all have a wonderful, prosperous fiscal new year, because we know that's right. That's not the real new year. Right. We're gonna say a fiscal new year.
Thank you. We need that.
Yes, for sure. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful
day. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another wonderful B.O.B. Rewards Shop Black talk in the books. So I hope that you guys got a lot out of that. Please show patronage to our guests. Make sure that you join B.O.B. Rewards today. We want you to join today.
Get all the benefits.
Get all the benefits. Join, because you can write it off before the new year. So join while it's 2023. Get it written off for 2024. You're essentially not even paying anything.
Right.
$25 for a consumer. For a business. If you have a franchise or contractors, it's $25 for that as well. It's just a different category. And of course, with the BFAC, you get the opportunity to be on the show. So we are pushing out on about 8 other platforms. So we're getting the word out
Steadily growing.
and steadily growing. The memberships are growing, and we want you to be counted among those numbers so you can know exactly when and where the next BOB event is going to be, even if you just come on as a consumer for $10 a year.
And if that's too much to ask for, at least like, share, and subscribe. We do these shows every 2 weeks, and like I was saying before, they're getting just inspiring, overwhelming. It feels so nostalgic. This feeling of just blackness, not the fact that we're wearing black, and the aesthetics look so nice on the set, but just like getting that feeling of speaking with black people doing their thing, the entrepreneurship, and like I said, with like minds, it's very inspiring. So just like with Sunday school and Bible study, you can take that along with you next week until we meet again. Just something to leave you with, you know what I mean? So it's big for me, and I enjoy it.
Absolutely. And if you want to reach out to us personally, if you've heard something that we're into and you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at deucelatricemedia@gmail.com, or you can find us on IG. You can find LaShawn Smith, me, on social media, on Facebook. You can find Deuce Terry on Facebook as well.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see us cross-post and interacting all the time, sharing everything we have going on. So we also love to network in more ways than one. We show up to events when we can. We get out there and we support when we can. And of course, with the radio show that we have, we're in front of millions of listeners on there as well. So all types of advertising opportunities, whether it be within the BOB network or in the different things that we have going on as well.
That's right.
So again, thank y'all so much for joining us today for another BOB Shot Black. And we will see you in 2 weeks.